Hey guys. Sorry I sound weird. I think I'm getting a cold or something. I'm sitting in my reclining chair, and I guess I just kind of wanted to rant about something for a minute. So when I come and visit my parents in Alabama, one of my favorite things is that they have wireless internet. I don't have the internet at my place, so this is it's really novel for me to be able to open up my computer and just be online, like magic. Consequently, I spend a lot of time online when I'm here, and I'm not ever doing anything important. I'm just kind of cruising around and getting sucked in by the internet, the way I imagine a lot of other people do. And one of the things that I do, and I don't know why, I wish I would stop, is I go on these Wiccan forums, and sometimes when I really want to punish myself, I go into chat rooms. Why do I do these things? Why? They just make me upset. And not upset because, like, I disagree with people or, whatever things normally make people uncomfortable in discussing things on public forums. The kind of things that just make me upset and just sort of lose faith in any sort of, not just internet pagan community, but maybe pagan community in general. I don't know. That might be another rant, another video, and probably a really lengthy paper. Is just how people can sit there indefinitely in chat rooms or post back and forth over the course of weeks in forums without ever seeming to realize that they're not really saying anything. They're just sort of rehashing things that have already been discussed in multiple ways, either books or in earlier forum posts or whatever. There's this one site that I discovered when I was in high school, and I think it's called whichway.net is the address. And anyway, I joined in high school, and I've got a few posts that are still up there, and I haven't posted in probably like 2 years. And I just have always been really bored with it, and I logged on again for the first time in a while, a couple of days ago, and I've just been kind of bumming around there. And I can't stomach the thing for any more than like 10 or 15 minutes because nobody says anything worth reading. It's just lots and lots of meaningless threads about, like, either how to make spells work or debating what constitutes a real Wiccan or just whatever. And you know what, like, just read the posts that people have posted earlier. We've had these conversations. Like, I was in the chat room tonight, and the thing that really, just was ridiculous was this guy who claimed to be a Gardnerian high priest, and God, I just hope he's not, because if he is, I don't know, anyway, he said something in this really just kind of stilted phrasing, like riddled with misspellings, which in itself is a problem. I mean, if you can't write and you're on a forum, it doesn't even matter if you're an intelligent person. You're going to come off looking like an idiot. I mean, if you can't construct a sentence, it's not even just about spelling, but if you can't construct a sentence, no matter what you say, people are going to think you're dumb. So just either learn how to construct a sentence or don't post in forums, because other people don't want to talk to you. It's too hard. Anyway, he made some comment, once I could finally understand what he was trying to say, about how, magic and worship shouldn't be separated, and how upsetting it is that, have you noticed that lately new Wiccans don't treat worship like it's very important? And my response was, what do you mean lately? Obviously I said it more politely than that, but like, this is hardly a new thing. It's like, you're a third-degree Gardnerian, supposedly, who's been practicing Wicca for 15 years, and you're just now noticing that young people aren't necessarily interested in worship? Really? Really? Anyway, so that all automatically made him just unbelievable. And then I pointed out that in order to really make any kind of distinction between magic and worship, you really need to establish definitions, because we don't always come out and do that. We sort of assume people know what we mean when we use words like magic and worship. But the fact is that pagans don't own the word magic, and it means different things, and it means something different to different kinds of pagans. So you can't just come out and say that, oh, magic and worship are the same thing, or, oh, well, magic and worship are on opposite ends of a spectrum, blah, 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 blah. You have to provide definitions. You have to explain to people what you mean. And anyway, I pointed that out to him, and he got really defensive, and he spouted these definitions to me. And I didn't say this because I was suggesting that we should define things right now. The whole point was that words are kind of arbitrary, okay? The way we categorize things can be really arbitrary, but at the same time we have to do it because that's how we communicate with each other. Anyway, when I said that, essentially, and you can imagine me saying things like that in a chat room where everyone is like, how are you? And every other word is just misspelled, and he couldn't even spell Gardnerian correctly. Really? Really? Anyway, I'm sorry, this is probably really boring. Every now and then I have to be reminded why I don't participate on forums, why I still have this account that I created in high school on this website, but I haven't posted anything in years, and why I can't even sit there and read other people's posts, because they're just not saying anything important that hasn't already been said a million times, and probably in more intelligent ways by other people. So, I guess the conclusion is, Thorn, you need to stop punishing yourself, okay? Because people think you're a judgmental jerk anyway, and if you hang out with these people, you really will become a judgmental jerk, because you're just going to be angry. So, anyway, that is all. I'm sorry, and if you actually watched this, then I'm especially sorry. So, I hope you guys are having a good night, and the next video will hopefully be more pleasant.